Happy holidays, Guam. This week we have a lot to be jolly for, watching our COVID numbers finally settling down. This week we also adjusted a long-time Guam tradition for COVID, and there were plenty of other highlights making our spirits bright. I'm Peter Santos, and here's your TrendSpotting report. Let's start with COVID and how we're finally achieving a downwards trend in infections and hospitalizations. To start, this week we broke 7,000 confirmed cases of the virus as regular mass testing rolls throughout the island. But instead of the painful spikes we've endured with community spread, this week we've seen new cases well below 20 each day. Now you do have to consider that there hasn't been as many samples tested each day like before. And as of Friday morning, we just lost 2 people to COVID-19 during the week. Active cases have been cut in half over the last couple of weeks, as well as our hospitalizations. It's kept our COVID area risk score, or CAR score, well below the desired level of 5. That's the measure the government is using to assess how we're handling the virus and possibly consider some relaxations on restrictions. Now, this doesn't mean we should be relaxing in terms of social distancing and keeping each other safe. We're gonna shift real quickly to a tragic crime that took place this week. A 77-year-old woman was rushed to Naval Hospital with critical injuries after she was allegedly assaulted by a man in her household. Court documents state a hammer was found near the woman who was bleeding from her head, while others tried to render help. 19-year-old Jeremy Janelle Alvarez was charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault with a special allegation of possession or use of a deadly weapon in the incident. Alvarez alleged the woman touched him inappropriately after he asked her for Xanax. He then told the police he hit her 5 to 10 times. The woman is currently in the ICU and his next court appearance has been set for December 18th. Now, many of you were upset by this story, including Recent Pi 10, who said, "This is what happens when we stop teaching respect and disciplining our kids when they do something bad at a young age. They grow up thinking they can do whatever they want." Jay Manitok said, "Very sad and disrespectful. Praying for both persons." Now let's take a turn to one of the strongest Guam traditions altered by COVID-19. For decades, Guam Catholics celebrated December 8th, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, by attending Mass, especially with a procession of Our Lady of Camelin through Hagåtña. And instead of us going to Our Lady, she came to us. Guam faithful stayed in their villages as the statue of Santa Maria in Camelin paraded through the island streets. Residents stood outside and waved white handkerchiefs as the statue passed by. So many of you stood out there and were moved by the event. Maria Espinoza said, "I was too emotional. I couldn't raise my voice to proclaim her holy name." Verna Mendiola said, "I was able to see her up close at Sumay Cemetery. It was so beautiful." And Vicky Butteris said, "Viva Santa Maria, dear Mother, protect us all." We had a delightful musical treat this week from the Harvest Christian Academy Orchestra, which shared some holiday classics. Take a listen. For more of this great performance, check out the KUAM News Instagram page. And in a musical, Department of Corrections Detention Leader Jesse Kittichide paid tribute to his fallen colleague Glenn Martinez with a touching song he shared over the internet.
Glenn Martinez once said me, "Di familia quien todo y di momento esto no cumpli e ti tomo adiós Glenn Martinez matri ora para descansar."
Plenty of you shared heart emojis and prayers. And real quickly, 2019 Notre Dame High School grad Ethan Lujan Espinoza will attend Bethany Lutheran College in Minnesota in the spring of 2021. Now he's attending with an esports scholarship, that's right, to play collegiate esports. Espinoza is huge locally in the League of Legends and he'll play the jungler for his college. Boy, how times have changed for the good. Congrats, Ethan! We are doing great, Guam, and we have to keep it up. So keep those masks up, stay home when you can, and keep your distance to keep your friends and family safe. Until next week, adios.